Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hi YouTube, it is RosstorWho. Are you well? You are? That's really good news. And today I'm doing a little question and answer with my mum.
Hello.
And I asked you last week for some questions, so we're going to start going through them now. When did you find out Ross was gay, or did you always know?
No, I didn't know at all.
How did you feel when Ross told you he was gay?
Well, I was shocked.
What I did was I was sat upstairs, wasn't I? And I sent you a text and said, you better come upstairs, there's something I need to tell you. And then you come up, but then the first thing you said was...
Don't be silly, everybody thinks they're gay. I was worried about him because I worried that people wouldn't accept him and they might get names called at him. But all his friends and everybody were absolutely fine. So as long as he's happy, I'm happy.
Because it was quite different when you were growing up, wasn't it? Obviously, you're a little bit older than me.
Then. Gay's a better name, but in my day they called them poofs, which was horrible really. I used to work in a hospital and there was a, gay then. He used to get ribbed a lot, called names, and I said to him one day, if I ever had a son and he was like you, I'd make sure that I treated him right.
And you did.
And I did.
What do you think about me being on YouTube, and what did you think when I first told you that?
Well, I thought, oh, what's he up to now?
You took it better than I thought, because I was dead scared about telling you, but you were quite supportive.
Well, it was because it's a hobby, isn't it? Ross doesn't go out much and they give him something to do. He loves it.
I do.
And I never thought I'd ever be sitting in front of a camera.
And I've dragged you into it, haven't
Yeah.
I? But it's good that you support me doing it, so I'm grateful. What's your favourite thing we do together? I think for me it's when we watch like TV shows. But we don't watch much TV, but when we do watch them we usually sit down and watch things like The Walking Dead, and we'll watch like loads in one night, won't we? Because we don't like waiting for them, so we usually
do them all at once.
Yeah.
I like things like Jesus Christ Superstar and the X Factor.
I wouldn't go that far. It's alright.
Well, you watch it with me.
Tell us a funny or embarrassing story about Ross when he was younger.
I don't think Ross has ever embarrassed me. He was always a good lad. It's pained me to say this.
I'm not.
I don't think you've ever done it.
I've never done anything funny according to my mum. So I hope that's answered your question.
Well, he is a bit of a comedian and he used to be great. When he was a little boy he would take people off and
do impressions.
Yeah, do impressions, and he was really good at them.
What's the worst thing did Ross ever do as a child? I can't really think of anything.
Well, I can't, because...
Well, it's not really the worst thing, but once I was swinging on the gate up the front and I cut the top of my finger off.
I think that's the worst thing that's ever happened to you. I'm one of these people, I can't stand the sight of blood or anything. One of his little friends come and said, I think Ross has chopped his finger off. And I just went into panic mode and ran in and shut the door.
I know, I come running down the drive with blood coming out of my hand, and my mum went and shut the door on me. Obviously I did get seen to and I got my finger reattached, so that's the end of that story. If you won £50 million, what's the first thing you'd buy me?
I would buy him a lovely flat in the city where he wanted to live.
But money doesn't make you happy, as they say, does it?
My mum used to say that to me, money isn't everything, and it isn't.
What's the number one thing on your bucket list?
Well, you asked me this a few years ago to make a bucket list of all the things I wanted to do before I popped my clogs.
I couldn't remember that.
Yes, you did. I think because I was 57 at the time, the first thing was about. I liked a tattoo, and I thought, well, I'm too old to get a tattoo, but I got a little, for cancer research, and the money went to cancer research. One was to go to Brighton, and I was there last week.
You were on holiday last week.
I was on holiday in Lisbon.
You always said you wanted to go to Egypt, didn't you? But you've got a fear of flying, so you've never been.
So no.
And
it's only because I want to find some buried treasure, a tomb that nobody's ever found.
You never know.
No, until you go.
That's right. If I was to have one, it'd probably be to travel the world. I'd like to go to America, Australia, probably America more than anything, and meet some people off YouTube. Cats attacking my mum.
And here's our little
Here's Lucky.
This is our lovely cat that we took in as Ross took her in. We called her Lucky. We think she'd been hit
by a car.
And she's lovely and that now, and she's very fussy what she eats. She only eats the base.
And she eats with a knife and fork.
She does.
She does. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this little question and answer with my mum. We'll probably do another one again at some point in the future.
Well, I'm camera shy. I hate cameras and I don't like getting my photograph took.
But you get used to it. Thank you to everybody who asked a question. If you want to follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/RosstorWho. Don't forget to leave some love for my mum down below in the comments.
Just say goodbye and thanks for watching.
Bye!
Bye!
Bye! If you can see us past the car, straight in the camera. What's for tea?
Homemade turkey steaks.
Let's have a look.
Have a look at them, Ross.
Oh, they look wonderful.
One each.
One each? Is that all we're having?
No, we're going to have some mashed potato and beans.
Sounds good to me!